Is my baby posterior or anterior?
Your doctor might tell you which way during your sonogram.
She did not mention it. Then again, that could change, and I'd like to know what the baby's position is.
The posterior position is technically the occiput posterior fetal position. That's when the baby's head is against the mother's back.
I know what it is, but I do not know how to tell.
An anterior baby can push the chin down, whereas posterior babies have an extended neck. The head can seem larger when it is not tucked down.
What impact does that have?
Posterior position is more oblong versus a circle of the crown, for an anterior baby.
So a kid facing the wrong way is big-headed on both principle and fact.
When the baby is coming posterior, it takes more work to get it out.
How can I tell that's likely to happen? Back pain, maybe?
A back that hurts is not a certain sign the baby is not posterior. Just because you're comfortable does not mean it is not anterior.
I've heard you could tell based on the baby's motions.
You cannot always feel the baby's limbs moving if it is facing toward the front.
What's the result if it is in the wrong position?
Posterior babies can take up to 48 hours without interventions. Anterior position usually means a shorter labor.
Less than 8 hours is relatively short, but it still feels like an eternity.
Posterior births tend to have a longer pushing stage, more likely to have back labor, a greater risk of labor stalling and the kid's head getting stuck halfway to the anterior.
So how do I avoid the labor horror story category?
Do not recline past 24 weeks, but tilt the pelvis forward instead. Walk a lot.
What else?
Some people say to do pelvic rocks for an hour a day. You can get the same benefit by scrubbing the floor on your hands and knees.
I cannot tell if this is good or bad advice. At least it makes sense, given the intense impulse to clean that hits in the last month.
Let's suppose that does not help you and the baby is facing the wrong way. Posterior labors are easier if the woman is mobile and allowed to walk to move the baby down the birth canal.
Wow, would I want an epidural for hours of walking like that?
The epidural can make it possible for the pelvic floor to relax enough for the posterior baby to come out, assuming it does not relax things so much he cannot push.
Scrubbing the floor by hand now does not sound so bad.